Coming at you live, this is Kevin in Kevin's kitchen. What are you going to show us today, Kevin?
We know we got another good one. I say that every time because they all good. I can't help it. They're all yummy. I wouldn't even be making it, that's for sure. And I definitely wouldn't be doing a video showing you if it wasn't good. So anyway, today we're doing good old buttermilk cornbread in the oven in a cast iron skillet. The only difference I do than what most people do is they do like a 12-inch skillet, and it'll be a thin Johnny cake about that big. I like mine thicker and more like a cake. When we put honey and butter on it, it just makes it real yummy and more moist. So I use a little 10-incher. So anyway, you know I like to go over my ingredients first. But the first thing, we're going to need a cast iron skillet. You can use a 12, a 10, or them little ones that's got the individual triangles, or a Texas Star, or whatever you want to use. It doesn't matter. Put it in the oven at 425 and let it get preheated. You want that pan good and hot because we want those edges just nice and crispy. Okay, after that, we're going to start what we need. First thing is you're going to need 1.5 cups of cornmeal. You're going to need 1/2 cup of flour. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of salt. And then you're going to need about 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. You're going to need 1 egg. 1.5 cups of buttermilk. I'm using low fat today just because I used another recipe. I want to finish this up. You can use the regular fat buttermilk. So today we're doing low fat, but you normally do regular buttermilk. 1.5 cups. And that's all you need for this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start off with our cornmeal. We can just get right into this one because it's really simple. 1 cup. And I got my little 1/2 cup in there. I'm going to go ahead and get my 1/2 cup of flour since it's in there. And then we need another 1/2 cup. So basically it's 2 cups of dry ingredients. Okay? And we're going to need a teaspoon of salt. And just like all my recipes, I say it every time, I use salt, not iodized salt, especially for breads and stuff. It's just better to use regular salt. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And the only thing I can suggest is when you're using baking powder, make sure it's within the date, because if it's expired, it won't do you no good. Throw it away and go get you a new one. That's just all I can say about that. And then we're going to use 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Arm & Hammer's good old baking soda. Okay? Really, that's about it. I like to kind of mix up my dry first. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and get my buttermilk ready because I like to pour it in all at once. So we're going to go 1.5 cups. I don't know if you know this. If you're using a measuring cup like this, be sure to raise it eye level so that you get it right. A lot of people don't put it eye level and then the measurements are off. So just make sure you put it up at eye level. 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Okay, then I go ahead and I do my egg. I make that dent in the middle just like that. Reason why I do that is so that I can beat up this egg just a little bit. Right in the center, like that. Right? And then I pour my buttermilk all at once. Right? And it's all wet in the middle, and then I just start bringing everything in. It's just the way I do it. I don't know if it matters, but it's the way I've always done it. That way everything gets mixed real good. Okay, now remember, when you get this pan out of the oven, it's hot, so you better have a towel ready and all that. We're going to put it right in there. We're going to, actually what we're going to do is put about 2, not quite 2 tablespoons of cornmeal on the bottom of our pan, just to keep it from sticking. Make sure you get all that yummy buttermilk out of there. And then I got my little trusty deal right there. Let me grab my pan. It's very hot. 425 degrees. Sorry, should have had that ready. Okay, and then you just pour it right in. Everything's already hot. And like I said, this gives it that little crispy edge. Makes it so yummy. Now, you can make one of these and make your Thanksgiving stuffing and your Christmas stuffing for your turkey if you like cornbread dressing, I guess is what they call it. Not stuffing, it's more dressing, I think. And you make this exact recipe, and that'll be Johnny cake for your stuffing. Okay,
yeah.
Now we're going to put it in the oven. 425 for 30 minutes. And it'll come out perfect. I forgot to put the stuff in the bottom, but I already had spray. So you can either do spray or the cornmeal. I did spray. 30 minutes, we'll be right back. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. Pull her out. Look how pretty that is. Yummy, yummy.
Yummy.
Buttermilk cornbread.
Looks fantastic.
What? Comes right on out. Wow. Easy as pie. Good old buttermilk cornbread. Like I said, you can use that for your dressing as well. And get ready for the holidays, because next week is Thanksgiving, so we're cooking up all kinds of goodies for next week. Anyway, homemade buttermilk cornbread in a cast iron skillet. Get you some.